And it's so funny because I always tell people social media fame is like Monopoly money. It's not real. Like you can be really popular, but I still go to HEB and shop for my own shit. I still gotta like drive my daughter to school and have a quote unquote real job.
Hunger for what?
Hunger for more.
Welcome back to another episode of the Hunger for More podcast. I'm Ricky Ortiz. I'm here today with a very special guest. She is known on Instagram as Being in Cheesme, Samantha NAJERA.
Yes.
How you doing?
Good.
Thanks for coming on the show. You have a good following with Being in Cheesme. I remember seeing a few of your videos, I say over the last year, probably like 6-7 months ago, something like that. Hilarious shit though. Like I love it. Like it's the type of comedy that I think I love the most.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's definitely in the things that I watch on Instagram. You know, everybody Instagram surfs, right? And you're
you have
TikTok
an
and Instagram. Yeah, I got an algorithm, and I'd say that your style comedy is definitely my favorite right now. It's the most entertaining to me.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But so let's talk about it. Like, where did you start?
Yeah.
And when did you get into this?
See, what had happened was, it's actually a long story. So if you have time, we can go down memory lane and start from the beginning. Okay. So I actually own a marketing company called Heartfire Media, and I've owned that for about 11 years. And out of the marketing company, I've always been a tech nerd, and I've always been into like the apps and trying different pieces of equipment, technology. And so my brain always operated like that. I've always had a TV, film, radio brain. That's my background. It's over 20 years that I've been doing all of this multimedia stuff. And so I honestly thought I was going to be behind the camera because my degree is video production. My internship I had in college was at Turner Studios in Atlanta. So I was always into producing, directing, that kind of thing. And then I started the marketing company because a lot of people were like, you're the only one I know. Can you start a YouTube channel for me? Can you do a website? So I would like really contract the work out to my buddies and my friends and give them all the video work. And I was just one big coordinator. That's it. And so as the company grew, I actually got La Prensa newspaper as one of my clients to do videos, and where I met Nina Duran, who was my co-host of the Bean and Cheesman show. And we started tinkering with technology again. And my buddy Saulo at the time was live broadcasting on Facebook, and I had never seen that done before. I saw people go live on their cell phones, but I saw him switch cameras, broadcast style, and then I saw him do some lower third graphic stuff. And I was like, bro, how are you doing that? And he was like, it's a software called Streamy or whatever it was at the time. And I was like, how much can I pay you to do an actual show for me? Because I have not seen this done on Facebook. And I had been reading an article saying, like, if you went live on Facebook, the algorithm would open up for you. And so I was like, let's just test some stuff out. So we started messing around, and he was like, I went through your YouTube channel, because I've always had a YouTube channel from the very jump, and just messing around, doing different stupid things. And he was like, there's a girl on your YouTube, and you guys are talking, and y'all are hilarious. And it was Nina from La Prensa. And so I kind of, like, got her to come on with me. And we talked about just stupid shit. And I was like, dude, if there was a fly on the wall, the things that she and I would just banter about. So we turned that into the show, Being in Cheesme. And from the improv and the banter came the sketches. So I never, ever thought I would do comedy. And I never thought I was a writer. Did not consider myself a writer until we started doing the Hood Rat sketches. And that was 6 years ago already, where there was no TikTok. It was just YouTube and Facebook for us. Even Instagram wasn't the thing. Now it's
6 years ago, Instagram was more in the last 4 years that it's had the takeoff. I think it was 2020-ish, where there was no reels back then. There was nothing, right? So it was like you had to post a picture and you could post video, but the video quality was terrible.
Yes.
And that was just 4 years ago, because I started my first food truck in 2020.
Okay.
And I remember having to, I have a little bit of a video production background myself.
Okay.
I'm the guy that made the Ice JJ Fish video, if you remember
that.
Shut up. Yeah, so anyway, so I've had,
no wonder we have the same sense of humor. It all makes sense now.
No, for real. Like, that's why I love your skits, because it just reminds me. It's my type of comedy. I like dumb funny shit. Yes. So background in music videos.
Okay.
Music videos turned into commercial work because artists don't have any money. And I mean, they don't. I mean, they're all broke, you know what I'm saying? Like, which is all good, no hate, but, you know, starving artists, right? So I knew that there wasn't much money in music video production. Went into more of commercial work because restaurants might spend a little bit of money. And, you know, it was kind of an uphill battle there. But I had landed some good contracts, good jobs, all that stuff. Anyway, fast forward to 2020, my first go at my own business because I figured I was like, yo, if I'm good at marketing other people's businesses and making cool, funny shit,
For real.
maybe I can do good at marketing my own product. So I'm like, all right, started planning El Camino, opened up my first food truck because I figured if I'm going to own a food truck park, might as well open a food truck and give that a go. I didn't know shit. I fucked up. Fucking first one failed in first 3 months. You know, I was selling hot dogs. Selling Chicago style hot dogs.
Okay.
So I was like, you know, but you put hot dogs next to tacos in the middle of the night after people have been drinking, they want the tacos. You know what I mean?
They're going to beat you every time.
So I started doing brisket tacos, and then I took off with holy smoke. Anyway, I was doing my own video production in the truck because I'm like, well, I'm not paying nobody to do stuff that I already know how to do because I've done marketing for people. So it was a cakewalk, man. I mean, we blew up. You know, in the 1 year, I probably had the largest following or second largest following of any restaurant or food truck in the city. And then once I opened up El Camino, it's like floodgates. It was just easy. It was just, you know, marketing is like, I don't know, second nature to me. It's just I know how to pay attention to the algorithm and to what's going on in the world enough to know what's relevant and how to stay relevant.
Your brain, your brain operates that way.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I could relate. I love seeing it. But yeah, so you went from, you know, video production, doing, you know, background and marketing and stuff like that, and then being in CHISME starts taking off.
Yeah.
What kind of doors has that opened for you?
I feel like, you know, the media caught attention to what we were doing, and I 100% relate this to the technology. All the TV stations weren't doing that. They were just doing broadcast for TV. So I think we really opened a lot of doors for ourselves. One, because it was funny. The Hood Rat stuff was funny. And two, because of the technology. I think people were like, what? Like, how is she doing that? We would get calls from the station saying, what are you using and how are you, what kind of cameras are you using? All those questions.
Did you share it or did you keep it for yourself?
I made them pay for it.
That's
I'd be like, cool. I can consult, you know, I can tell you and just charge a fee. But yeah, and it's so funny because I always tell people social media fame is like Monopoly money. It's not fucking real. Like you can be really popular, but I still go to H-E-B and shop for my own shit. I still gotta like drive my daughter to school and have a quote unquote real job. Because being in Cheesman isn't at the point where the brand is really big, but the money hasn't flowed to where I can like, oh, I'm rich and famous now. It's nothing like that yet. I told people that Bean and Cheese, like McDonald's is a real estate company, Bean and Cheesman is an advertising agency, predominantly for the Latino community. So you're talking about H-E-B, Whataburger. We worked with Taco Cabana, Wingstop, Pizza
I've seen the stuff, yeah.
And I feel like because one, we're female, and two, we're Latinas who speak our minds, it's not as easy as selling a taco or food. It is a different beast for these big Toyota, you know,
for sure.
H-E-B, Target. They don't want to fuck with us because I talk loud and I cuss. And so we're still in that brink of like, I fuck with you, but I don't want to be seen with you. And I get that a lot because I know a lot of people in town and I've had the meetings and they're like, personally, between you and I love you, but I can't. And so it's like, how do we break through? And I don't know if it's a San Antonio thing. Bigger. I don't know what the fuck it is.
It's a popularity thing. That's all it is. Once you start getting into the 100K range on your following on all your platforms and stuff like that, and you start hitting videos, you're consistently hitting the mills, right, in the hundreds of thousands, they don't care. They'll work with you. There's nothing wrong with working with the mom and pops for now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's definitely 2,000 bars. There's thousands of restaurants in San Antonio. There's car dealerships. There's, you know, independently owned businesses, things like that. There's real estate agents that you collab with. I mean, there's tons of way to get creative with this to like where you can, you know, get more streams of revenue. And also, I think the Bean and Cheesman brand itself is like so marketable brand as a brand to like sell the gear and stuff like that. I mean, I'd rock a shirt for sure, you know.
Oh, man, I should have brought you one.
Yeah, next I'll get one from you. I'll buy one or whatever from the website. But yeah, I mean, I think the Bean and Cheesman brand is like, it's like if you could define San Antonio, like it's the perfect. It's that.
Yeah. So it's been quite a journey, and you know, we're all new to this. nobody knows what they're doing. If they say that they're an expert in it, that's not true because the algorithm changes every day. The technology changes every day. There's a new app. We're all just trying to like get a grasp of like what this new way of advertising is. It's not radio and it's not TV.
I don't even believe anymore that the algorithm is a thing. I think that all it is who's getting the attention today and what are they doing to get it. You know what I mean? Like if you're paying attention to what's going on and what's relevant and sticking to that, you're gonna beat the algorithm. You know what I'm saying?
I've tried though. Like we've done stuff where I'm like, how is there only 2 views and it's been an hour? Like it's the fucking, and then the system crashes too. Like Facebook goes down, and so I've had some weird experiences before where I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, it's tough. It is. I mean, the internet is also very saturated, and there's times and there's all this stuff. You know, like I'm more on the food side of things now, right? So, you know, I try to pay attention to what's trending, and on the food side, it's a little bit easier because it's basically product advertising, right? Product video production. So it's like you need the money shot, the cheese pool, the sauce dip, all that stuff. It's like standard stuff, the sexy food shots, yeah. But I'm getting more into like wanting to mix like comedy and like controversial like pop culture topics into it, you know, to keep it going. Like when Drake, you know, exposed himself to the world. I mean, like I took advantage of that, you know what I mean? And did some funny content with that. You know, if you're familiar with my brands, I have El Camino, Besame, Ay Que Chula, and my new place, Perfect Tender, which is the hot chicken sports bar place that I'm doing. It's like Nashville style hot chicken. Okay. And kind of one of the things that's worked for me the most is like, you know, like trying to figure out the algorithm and stuff. And really, it's just like funny shit. People want to see funny stuff. Yeah. I know from the broadcasting side of it, like being live, like you might run into a lot of like roadblocks there. And like sometimes it hits, sometimes it don't.
The music.
Yeah, the music, all that stuff.
The music, yeah. So it's so funny. The more money and time I put into a sketch, the ones that are fall flat and the ones I don't give a fuck about and I just like throw my phone up, they do like so well. So sometimes I'm like, oh my God.
I mean, the sub 15-second ones are the ones that hit.
Yeah. The
ones that you did on your phone, fast, like low production.
They always hit. I'm like, what the hell? And then we do, you know, we used to do long form because before TikTok, we would make 5-minute sketches. I mean, we would make almost, they're like short films now that I go back and look at them. So now what I've done is I just recycle them, but I just take little clips from.
You got to use the small, short clips. 15 seconds max.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm in a little bit of I'm a trending topic right now this week.
What did you do?
I offended all the Edgars. Talking to you, being in Cheesman, I mean, you can relate perfectly to the culture of San Antonio and stuff. I went on a short rant when the shootings happened over, you know, during Fiesta and stuff. Innocent bystanders got hit, and it's, you know, typical Edgar bullshit. So anyway, all I wrote was, Fiesta is what Carnival used to be. They need to fence the whole thing off, charge a cover, make it unaffordable for them to even attend, and ban all Edgars. And they screenshot it. You know, somebody screenshot it, made a Twitter post, got all offended and butthurt about it. They obviously love somebody that's an Edgar.
Mijo. Don't talk about Mijo like that.
He was an angel. Like, you know. Hey, man, gosh. I get it, man. Like, you know, respect to the mom that's mourning and grieving and all that stuff. I get it. Lose your kid, all that stuff. But dude got killed killing somebody else. You know what I mean? It's a terrible thing. But to the point that I was making is like, do you remember Carnival? Fiesta Carnival?
The Fiesta Carnival downtown?
Yeah, downtown. Yeah. You remember when they stopped it for a while?
Yeah, that was bad.
Exactly. And why was it bad? What was going on?
Killings and shootings. I mean, you knew not to even go.
You just wouldn't go. Yeah, it was cool for a bit to go, but then it's like, why would you go?
Yeah, why would you?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get stabbed or shot, you know, just for fucking looking at somebody wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I will never go. I will never go to Market Square until it's fenced off and there's higher security. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody want to go to this shit. It's giving San Antonio a bad rep.
Yeah. You know? I mean, you would think by now we've had it figured out.
Well, you would think after last year's shooting that happened right in front of the stage.
That's right. Yeah. You know, what caught me was that the kid that was one of them that was killed had already been released he was out on probation or something?
2 weeks prior.
Yeah, that was what I was like, why?
I forgot what the amount was, but I think it was $30,000 bond or more. It might have been more. But there was a whole news article about it, and I read it, and I think I even shared it prior to him getting killed, that he committed a string of burglaries and robberies, and he finally got caught out on bond, right? 2 weeks later, goes to Market Square, is illegally carrying because he's out on felony bond.
So he shouldn't have been carrying
anyway. He shouldn't have been carrying anyway, right? Also, you're probably drinking or out, you know, doing whatever, you know what I'm saying, in a public place, you know, get shot, all that stuff. So anyway, a guy named Mike Sutter. He's a writer for Express News. Always been a real good dude. He had to cover it because everybody was covering it and stuff like that. He didn't bash me or nothing. I actually really liked, I like the attention, honestly. I mean, to me, it's like, if you look at the majority of the comments on all these posts that's happening right now, it's mostly positive. I mean, like, people people agree. Because you really can't go nowhere right now in San Antonio without being worried about getting carjacked or, something bad happening, or you can't go to a public event like that, for Fiesta without the worry of there being a shooting or a stabbing or, somebody getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? And then, and you've already seen all the fights. I mean, you do a ton of Fiesta content. You probably only go during the daytime, right? We literally make
content about the fights.
Yeah.
We're very aware. I think it's hard because, well, it's just for being in Cheesman, the brand is to entertain it and for you to enjoy it, or learn something from it, right? But it's hard because, when we promote fighting, then you got people who are like, oh, well, now you're pro fighting. I'm like, no, I'm just fucking stating the facts of how it is. You know what I mean? Like,
you're just making light of it. You know
I'm making light of something that we already know.
We already know. A few people have come at me. I've had like maybe 1 or 2 death threats, and it's of course from Edgar's. Yeah, the whole Edgar thing is getting a lot of attention today. My phone's been blowing up. Just dude,
I don't get it. I just want to know, like, mijo, like, why? Because I was saying off camera, like, that the haircut is from the Three Stooges. Mo is the character Mo with the bowl.
Yeah, I know.
Like, where
or
and
Friar
who
Tuck
and when?
From Robin Hood.
Yes, but I don't understand, like, who told you that was cute? And I get that there's trends, and I get that I'm getting old, and I don't
on the
fucking
list
get it.
of hairstyles that
I didn't make this shit up. This is the facts.
Where do you think the Edgar ranks as far as hairstyles go? Like, what is the worst hairstyle you think?
The Edgar.
So you don't think the Edgar is attractive at all?
No, not my type. Not my thing. No, I'm good.
So anyway, yeah, that's what's going on right now. I think the worst of it is, like, the reason they covered it is because people were calling me racist. I'm like, how's that? Like,
it's not a race.
It's not a race. I didn't know Edgar's has their own race yet.
No.
I guess they're getting there.
If they multiply like baby Edgars.
Yeah. Oh, man. Imagine what the next generation's going to look like.
No, I can't.
Like, I know we were stupid because I'm 38.
We were stupid.
So we were stupid.
I know.
But, like, they're getting worse.
I know, but you know what? People back then used to say that about us. I don't know.
It's every generation.
Relative.
I'm sure our parents had the same thing when they were kids. Like, they were stupid and previous, so on and so on. They're getting worse, for sure. This is like, now they have the internet, so I feel like everything's accelerated.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? Like, the content they consume, watching Bean and Cheesman, like...
It's going to make you do more pendejadas. That's all it's going to do.
Yeah. Hey, well, you know what, though? At least, like, in today's age, like, I feel like you had some funny shit to talk about probably, like, back in the day, and it was always, like, it was cool, but now you have, like, unlimited amounts of comedy shit for Bean and Cheesman to go off of. I mean, you could just literally clown everybody.
For days.
Days. Like, it was, like, never ending.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the creative process in doing the skits for Bean and Cheesman. Like, how do you do it?
Okay, so that's a really good question. So there's different formats of content that we create. And so I call it TikTok style, is off the cuff. It's a little more quick and it's very fast, low production. You can do it on a cell phone, pop up a light, and you're good. And then we do live improv, which is something I do often with Chona E, who's also another local comedian. Right there, if you look at that one, that was all live improv where we just go live and we just give me a name, a character, and an age, and then I fucking just start talking and acting like them. She does everything for me, all right?
Yeah, I like my mom too.
She even scratches the little pelitos on my back.
Gross.
But you know what? I love my mom so much I got a tattoo. I'm dumb, I know. It's hilarious. But yeah, that was live improv. So we go for about a good 20 minutes.
I gotta follow her.
She's super talented. She does stand-up now, which is a whole other conversation. We started getting into stand-up through the Bean and Cheesman process.
Okay, I've seen her. That's hilarious.
Yeah, she's hilarious. She's also very
good. Y'all good with the costumes,
very
man.
Talented. Yeah. The Theo characters we came up with a couple years ago from TikTok because I saw an actual Theo on TikTok. And I was like, bro, like, that's my Theo. And I just started acting like him. And I was like, Jonah, throw on this mustache. And then, again, we just do live improv. So we do that. And then for our actual produced sketches that are now 5 minutes long and we shorten them, those are written out by me or whoever the influencer that I collab with at the time. and we work together. And this is shot, edited, and we actually make original music. I mean, we do a full-on production for the long-form sketches. So the creative process is so all over the place because everything changed, and just depending on like what we want to do for this season, everything is timely. I'm big on timeliness of like when we're ready to like crank something out when it's Super Bowl or it's tax season or coming up on Mother's Day. We've got 6 pieces of content ready to roll for Mother's Day alone. So it's all strategy, and I don't have like an exact this is exactly what I do, but we just kind of roll with what's happening with the timeliness of what's going on in the world right now. Yeah, there's a lot of stories that I want to tell. One of the big stories I'm working on right now is a sketch called Plate Sale. And it's about never fucking selling a plate when somebody dies again, And, like, why do Mexicans have to do plate sale every time somebody dies? Like, it's stupid.
Why not raise money?
We got to raise money, right? So we're the ultimate GoFundMe, peoples, because we know how to raise money real quick.
Usually the food ain't good.
I don't know. I've had some badass Mexican.
I've had a couple good ones. I've had some real bad ones,
well, that's
too.
because you're a cook, right? Or a foodie, so you know what good food is. I don't know. I fucking eat this shit. So yeah, that's a little bit to answer the question of the creative.
I'm skeptical as fuck of like all my tios cooking. Like they're like some of them are really good cooks, but I'm like a germaphobe, so I always like be watching how people are cooking, and I'm just like, yo, you didn't wash your hands. I'm like, you got the chicken too close to the beef. I'm just it's just like I'm super sketchy about people's cooking. You just wash it down with beer and it.
Do you make Mexican rice and beans and all that?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, like, is yours better than, like, what abuelita's?
Most of my food is pretty good. But, nah, I don't think it is better than my mom's. I'm going to say something controversial, and I'm pretty sure my grandma won't see it because she's old as shit. But they don't cook that good.
No. Well, then how did you learn? Like, where did you get it from?
My dad and my mom. My mom's an awesome... I'd say that if I had to, like, compare the two... My mom is an awesome day-to-day cook on the fly. She can feed a family with, like, very little. And my dad is, like, a fucking Michelin chef. Like, this fool's, like, amazing cook. I mean, like, probably some of the best food you'll ever have.
What?
Right? But he's, like, super competitive. He's very, like, educated in dining. He's educated himself. Like, he reads, tons of recipes, cookbooks, plays with things.
What?
He'll go out and like he's got like all the sous vide machines and like crazy expensive, dishware, and he spends a shit ton of money on his kitchen build outs and stuff. So, he's like big into, like the art of cooking, right?
I love that.
And yeah, he's so I get a good mix of the two. You know what I mean? Like I love fine dining, I love good food, but I also love like hood rat shit. You know what I'm saying? So, we can go to they live in Mexico and stuff. So when we go to Mexico, the few times that we've been in recent years, go to the markets in the hood and, throw it down with some fucking tripas and shit. And
oh my God.
Yeah,
I like crispy tripas.
Fucking love crispy tripas. But nobody makes them here that good.
No, they're hard to find.
They're hard to find. I had a truck one time with a chef that made the best tripas I've ever had in my life. This fool did it like right. And he told me his secret. He's like, you don't want to know my secret? It sounds gross, but it's not. He's like, because it's the...
You clean it twice or something? He doesn't?
He doesn't. And I had it, and it was fucking good.
Stop.
So you don't clean the tripas.
So I want the caca and the poo-poo inside the intestines.
It's not caca and poo-poo.
So what is it?
It's the breast intestine. Like
the
cows
breast?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Hold on, my mind is like blowing right.
Yeah.
There's intestine in the breast?
There's like 6 or 7 intestines that they have.
So tripas is from the breast of the cow.
It's the breast
tissue,
ducts, all the tissue and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's what he said is from the udders and all that.
Okay, so we're not eating caca, we're eating milk.
Yeah, you're eating more milk than anything.
Wait.
And then I think I had corn in my tripas one time, but that was about it.
Shut up! Yeah. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I'm not lying, I swear.
Interesting.
Yeah, but
Tripa facts right here on Hunger for More podcast.
I mean, that's a little tied in, playing the word on
Hunger
food.
Hunger for I
more.
Get it.
Hunger for more tripas.
Damn, took me a minute.
But tripas is probably number 1 of my favorite taco, and then of course pastor and suadero and all that stuff. But I think tripas like number 1 for me.
I'm hungry now, and I want to know your dad's cooking, and so am I invited over to eat the food of your father?
He lives in other places, but yeah, one day I'll have him come down and we'll do something at El Camino or one of my restaurants.
Yeah,
I'll have him cook.
The man, the myth, the legend.
What's next for Beat and Cheesman? Like, where are you trying to take it? Like, what's your dream vision for?
Yeah, so ever since the sketches popped off, it's really been to be picked up by a network. And so every year I go to LA 2 or 3 times a year and I pitch the show. And I've been pitching the show for years. And much like, do you follow Frankie Quinones?
Yeah, of course.
So
I fucking love that. What's his exercise thing? The
Cholo Fit.
Cholo Fit. Yo, fucking love that shit.
Yeah. Much like his path, where we start off as content creators and we get picked up by a network, you get pitched, and you get a development deal where you can put together a show and then hope for the best that it gets picked up for seasons. And my goal was to have a variety show, because what I was trying to really do with Being Cheesman was be an SNL for Latinos. It was really like talk show, musical guests, sketch number 1, sketch number 2, pre-recorded film, which is different than a live sketch. And I did that last season and I nearly killed myself. My friend Mike here will tell you, like, I think it's not that I dreamed too big. I think at the time I didn't have the right team, and you have to have a fuck ton of money. Like, I was trying to do the best I could with what I could do, and I couldn't pull it off by myself. And I think sometimes I bite off more than I can chew. But you know what? I don't fault myself for that, because at least I tried, right? But that's really what I was trying to do with the show, was to pitch it to be picked up by a network. And so I'm still trying, and I'm still on that path. It just looks a little different now because we don't have a cast. We used to have a cast of other content creators. I used to have a co-host. Nina is no longer my co-host. I'm by myself hosting the show now. We're really focusing on getting celebrity guests on the show, and comedians, musicians, actors who are flowing through the city to stop at our show to make sure that we get that interview. But yeah, really just trying to get the sketches, still creating the content. I think the content drives the fan base. The content is what gets us noticed. But yeah, ultimately it's still to get picked up.
It's just hard to get a team here. You know what I mean? Like, was it a fallout with your previous partner?
It wasn't a fallout. She decided to start a roofing company and put her time and dedication
do things that make more money.
Yeah.
I got you.
And for what, as if you're an artist, it's passion. And
yeah.
I always tell people, if you were to ever measure the amount of time, energy, and effort it takes to do what we do on the show, and financially doesn't make any sense.
At all.
Never.
But it's passion. Like you said.
Comedy. Comedy in general doesn't pay. Like, you gotta fucking just want to do it.
Blow up big time.
But you have to want to. You know what I mean? You have to want to. And that's an interesting path that I took a couple years ago when I started doing stand-up as well. And I never thought I would do stand-up. I didn't want to do stand-up.
It's a low-key, like, dream for me to do stand-up.
I
don't think I'm funny. I'm like dry humor funny. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but sometimes that works.
My favorite comedians are dry humor.
Yeah, it works.
Comedians. They are literally like not that funny, but they talk and they tell these stories, and then you're just dying because of like the punchlines or how they tie everything in together.
Exactly. You know, So last year I got really blessed. I was on the podcast of Felipe Esparza, and me and Joanna went to LA and we're on his podcast. And so it has opened those kind of doors for me. But I also tell people, just because I do comedy doesn't make me a stand-up comedian. That doesn't mean I should. Right. And so I made a post recently on my Instagram where I'm like, look, everybody, when are you going to do another show? And I'm like, I get that you want me to do a show, but everything I do is with intention. So I don't ever want to be like, oh, let me try to do stand-up because that's what all the TikTokers are doing. Like, no, fuck that. I want to do stand-up because that's where my heart is. And it's just not in stand-up right now. I did several shows. I did 6 or 7 shows. I even went to Corpus and did a show, and all of them sell out, and it's always a good time. But I'm not like, I never even thought I was going to do comedy for a living. And when they say, hey, I'll give you $50 bar tab if you, I'm like, no, no, I'm not going to do it. I am a single mom, and I have a business, and I have other priorities, and I'm not that 25-year-old single girl who can sleep on your couch and just fucking go from city to city gigging, because that is what these comedians are doing. Pretty much. I commend them for that. I'm not in that place in my life where I can do that. I'm not in it enough passionately to be like, fuck everything, I'm gonna go on the road. Like, I don't think I'm there yet. When I feel confident enough and I have like 1 million+ followers, fuck it, we'll go on the road and we'll do what we have to do, right? Like,
yeah, at least to where you could, like, take your kid with you and like,
it makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it would make
afford
sense.
it. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot. And then, the thing with the show, like, you kind of, said like how hard it is, 1, the money side of it, but then 2, if you don't have the money, cool, then you have the team. the team is obviously the most important part because there's so many aspects to just content creation in general. Now try and make a show out of it. The actors, the makeup, the costumes. You know what I'm saying? The locations, like, everything. The video, who's going to shoot it? Who's going to edit it? Where's the lights? Who's bringing the lights? How much the lights cost? Equipment rentals, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless you own it all. And even that's tens of thousands of dollars.
And that depreciates.
Because
the next year, another camera comes out.
Yeah.
Another microphone comes out. Another software comes out.
But,
it's just, yeah.
I think that my opinion on that is that we're living in an age right now where none of that matters anymore. You can create a show with your phone and some shit lighting, and just as long as it's funny and engaging, like, you got YouTube, you got other streaming platforms and stuff like that. Like, you really don't need to get picked up by a network. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could probably build your whole career just on YouTube alone.
True.
You know what I mean? And get rich. And then maybe one day, sure, you get picked up. But even there's YouTube shows there's shows on YouTube that are only on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then what's that subscription-based one that they have? That's like the YouTube Premium or whatever.
There's YouTube
you could
Premium.
be on that to where, it's you get more money, but you can only watch your show if you have that subscription. So I think you stay on it. You know what I'm saying? Like like keep focusing on what you're passionate about, and I think you'll get there. But obviously, like, okay, money aside, getting that team right. You got to find like-minded people that want to.
In San Antonio,
it's tough.
And it's I've played with different situations where I want to pay somebody. Like, I don't do let me do it for you for free, because I used to do that at the very beginning. And like, I'm very picky, I'm very demanding. I'm very like, I want this, cut this, edit that, change the lights. And they're like, well, when I get to it on Saturday after my hobbies. And I'm like, no, fuck that. I need a professional. I need professionals all the time to do graphics, to who knows how to do social media management. So it takes a team, and it takes people who care. And a lot of people don't care about
For YouTube, but man, I think like you sound like a little bit of a perfectionist.
I am.
And I respect that. And it's okay.
I am.
But back to what I said, like, we're in an age where that shit don't matter no more. The kids that are blowing up on TikTok ain't fucking spending no money on no $3,000 camera and a $2,000 lens and several $1,000 computer and lighting and all this shit. They're fucking getting famous from 7-second reels and clips and stuff like that they're doing in their room.
Yeah, no,
you're
right.
Saying? So like you're putting too much thought and effort into things, like you said, like you spend all this time, money, all this stuff
and nobody
to
cared.
get what, 5 views?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
cared.
Like, no one cares.
Yeah.
Like, you got to shoot from the hip and just make content.
It's different when you're just a content creator. Absolutely, I wish that could be my full-time, everyday thing, but I think what we do is a little more strategic and planned out.
No, for sure.
Just by the nature of the show.
I get it. And I'm only speaking from more of a perspective of like building that following faster and like getting those getting those engagements, getting all those people in. But slow growth is okay too. There's nothing wrong
I can show my cheeses and my nalgas and be fucking famous tomorrow. But I want to be smart about what I do.
No, for sure. No, I respect that.
But I do hear you. I do hear that I do need to be a little more like fucking don't think.
I wouldn't think
just
too much.
Just be.
Don't
but
think,
honestly,
just do it.
to be honest with you, I never thought I was that funny. I still don't. I still fight with when people are like, "You're so funny." I'm like, "Am I?"
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, but also
I don't think so. Yeah,
that might be creating, self-doubt. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's 1,000%. I have imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
So they're like, "You're funny."
I have it too.
I'm like, "Oh, I'm not," because if I was funny, I'd be rich and famous. And they're like, "Well, you don't have to be rich and famous to be funny." And I'm like, "Oh."
Well, that's what's kept me from doing this podcast for so long because, I'm going on 4 years. I'm 4 years in. I'm like, I don't know how many businesses that I've built, how many brands I've helped create, how many tens of thousands of people's, hundreds of thousands of people that I fed, millions of dollars made and all that stuff for multiple businesses. And I had a self-confidence issue to where I thought imposter syndrome or inexperience, or maybe like I'm not at that level yet to where I can really speak on these things. And now I'm more like, fuck it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I might not be 100% right, but I can speak on my experiences and probably help people.
Yeah.
Letting loose a little bit and just shooting. Right?
Yeah, you have to just not give a fuck.
Yeah,
fuck
for
it.
sure.
Just try and see what happens. I need to get more into that whole, like, we were offered before COVID a headlining position, me and Nina, at LOL. And we said no. because we were like, we don't know how to do this. But if I would have known then what I know now, I'd have been like, fucking do it. And who cares if you don't sell out? Yes, even like if you were to tell me that now, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I would put so much pressure on myself.
I bet you if you hit them up, you could get that. And just do it. Who cares, man? You know what I'm saying? Like you got time. You might not have a lot of time, but you got time. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just whatever you want to do, just do it. Hit up LOL and just try it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to another thing about like the team and collaborating, I think the other problem with San Antonio, and I think the people here in general, and I think maybe even including us, not just everybody, like literally, I mean, yeah, everyone, right, is that I don't think enough people are being that social on social media and like, you know, and collaborating. There's so many influencers, a lot of my friends and stuff like that I've made over the years that are big influencers. They're very careful on who they collaborate with. And I respect that and I understand to an extent. But when we're talking about like growth and like, you know, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, collaborating with other businesses gets you more business. It opens you up to more followers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I am the queen of collaborations. So I made this song called The Hood Rat Cumbia about 4 years ago. And that is where I invited lots of influencers to be in my music video, including AJ Rivas, Chona E, Chismosa 210, Norteño 210, Natasha. And lucky for me, they all said yes. And actually, do you remember the Fiesta hood rat with the bikini, the blue bikini?
Yeah.
I got her. The Fiesta suits, yeah, sorry.
Oh, you did a video with her?
Yeah, I did a music video. You got to see the music video. It's called The Hood Rat Cumbia. It's an original song, by the way.
I think I remember it, but I didn't know she was in it.
She's in it.
She used to work for me at Perfect 10.
Oh, my God.
Yo, I have some stories on that one.
Yeah, let's have a Perfect 10 conversation, too. But yeah, so I've always, my personality, who I am as a person, the way I operate business, I am all about collaborations. Actually, for Fiesta, I collaborated with a huge YouTuber here in San Antonio. Her name is Carmen Golahar. If you don't know her, you're going to know her. She's over 1 million on TikTok, and she's about to hit 1 million on YouTube. She's out of Bernie, Texas. And she does this for a full-time living. She quit her teaching job to do this for a living. So I collaborated during Fiesta with her to make some content. And I 1,000% agree.
The first one, right? The 14,000
The Hood Rat
views?
Cumbia, yeah. Yeah, you'll see about 4 or 5 influencers in there that I invited to be a part of it.
How did you lock down the Fiesta Sucia? How did you find her?
Facebook. I DM'd her. Yeah.
You know, Jeepney, they were one of my first trucks at El Camino.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, how funny. Right?
Yeah, it's good.
Got great food. We're so stupid, I swear.
That's good. That's hilarious.
Thanks. Yeah, so.
We do a lot of funny shit, too.
Oh, okay.
Not like on your level. Like, I mean, here and there we do funny shit. But
Yeah.
it's mostly food related. But, dude, I would fucking love to host the cumbia, the Hood Rat Cumbia, yeah.
Well, I am trying to make another song. Trying to come up with a different song coming up that I'm working on. There's 2, but
Please do an Edgar song.
Okay.
You have to.
So we've actually made 3 original songs. The 4th one was a remake of Mexican American by Cheech and Chong, which we made during a presidential election, by the way. Nobody cared. But I think it's hilarious because we rewrote the lyrics. And it talks about Mexican Americans, you know, don't pay their child support, or, you know, we say all kinds of stupid shit like that. We don't pay our bills, and we have plate sales for funerals and shit like that. So people are like, that's not us. I'm like, but it is.
But it is. Why
and
are
it's
you lying,
okay.
man?
Like, it's also okay to, like, make fun of our own peoples. You know?
Yeah, but, you know, I do it and I get called a racist. I'm like, man, I'm darker than most of the Edgars. I'm like, look at my 23andMe. I'm like fucking 70% indigenous,
My 23andMe.
man. Like, come on, man. Like,
I haven't done that.
My parents live in Mexico. I'm like, these fools are just San Antonio West Siders. Do it. So let me know. I got you. We'll host you.
Okay.
It'll be fun. Well, cool. Well, any big projects that we should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, no, just subscribe to Being a Cheesman on all the platforms. We're really, again, the show is in season, so we have a live show every other Wednesday, live on Facebook and YouTube. And we are looking right now for our next celebrity guest. I'm working on some confirmation, so we're really building clout that way and getting the guests to come on, because I have a way of getting them to answer questions that are not so news, like hard news questions. Just kind of open for Cheesman kind of thing. I have new sketches coming up. I have hopefully some new music, and I really just need the support of people who, if you're a small business or a bigger business, who want to help me make the short films, because those sketches are what's really what I'm passionate about.
You got to link up with my sister. She's at El Camino. She has 3 food trucks. Her main one is called La Elotera.
Okay.
And she does elotes. She's Facebook. She's internet famous also.
Okay.
She can't go nowhere without being recognized. She's got a bunch of good. Not a massive following, but she's got a good following for her truck. She be killing it on elotes, man. I think that one got like $1 million or a few 100,000 or whatever.
I want some corn now.
Her corn is the best elotes you're ever gonna have.
Her red's my shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
She does white corn sometimes too on the weekends only. If you like white corn, I like yellow corn. I don't know. White corn tastes like nothing.
I haven't tasted the difference. I don't think I've done like a deep dive down the corn. I am racist. I only like dark corn. See, I haven't tried stuff like that with the Cheetos on it, the hot Cheetos.
I just like your traditional fucking.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, just put some lemon pepper and Parmesan.
Yeah, she kills it. Her elote is so good. It's all like from scratch. Like, yeah, the crema, she makes the crema like from scratch. Like all of it's like super good. But yeah, check it out. But she loves doing social media collabs, reels, skits, all that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, so she's all about it. She might be. She also has a background in PR and like she's a really good actor. She could turn it on for you for sure.
Okay, cool. I definitely.
And she likes the hood rat skits. She fucking loves talking like a hood rat.
Awesome.
But yeah,
thanks. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, so that's it. Y'all just like thank you for having me and thank you for the support, because that's what it's going to take for us to break out of the market.
I'd love to help in any way that I can. I mean, I have, I don't have all the resources in the world, but I have 4 restaurants, 2 food truck parks and 2 restaurants. So you have
knowledge of your business failures, and that is valuable. Shit, I'll take that.
But like I said, I can facilitate. I can help give you a space to shoot.
Yes, we
a few places to choose from.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, I think it'll be good to collab with you. I'd love to do some stuff. I'll try and collab. If you want me in something, I think I could be an Edgar for you. Or
let me see your acting skills. Let me see your reels.
Yeah. So fool.
Since you're so passionate about Edgar's, I'm gonna make you be one.
I mean, they're just the talk of the town right now.
I need you to be one though.
I was actually planning this. I already ordered my.
Did you? Yes. Please do.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. I have it on my Amazon. It's coming tomorrow. So my first
skit. This is Mr. Edgar.
It'll be out by the time this episode comes out. But my first skit is gonna be like, because all the news articles came out already, right? And I'm getting like all the attention for it, for saying that we should ban Edgar's from Fiesta.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do one of like a presidential campaign thing. So I'm gonna go to Ike Chula and I'm gonna go to my host stand and I'm gonna dress it up as like a presidential campaign, like what is it called? The announcement, State of the Union. So it's gonna be like an emblem. I'm gonna have my guy draw me one that says like President of the Edgars. I'm gonna wear my Edgar thing and I'm gonna take questions from people.
Oh my gosh.
It'll be funny.
I'll be there in the audience as a reporter.
Yo, we'll link up. I got you. We should do it. You should be a reporter.
Like, I'm here live. looking at Mr. Edgar.
President Edgar.
President Edgar. Tell me, what are you going to do about the Marbachians spreading diseases?
I heard somebody say that shit on Instagram. They said Marbachians. I had never heard that before.
Yes, it's a thing.
I was dying. Anyway, I don't even know how Marbach got such the bad rep for the mop top, because I feel like it wasn't just them. Like,
I don't know. Why did we associate it with Marbach? That's a great question, because they're on the south side too. Yeah. And the east side, and the west side, and the north side. I'm sure somewhere up there. They're in the medical center.
Dude, that's where I live up here, and they fucking stole my truck up here.
Here?
I don't know. I live in Castle Hills.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's considered north-ish, right?
North side, yeah. You're just out here, man.
You're not safe anywhere.
No, you're not.
We need to make a PSA. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Hide your tias. Edgars are coming for your stuff. They're going to steal your elotes at night. Anyway, okay. I'll leave you alone.
Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. Follow me, Samantha Knothead. I know a lot of people follow Bean and Cheesman on all the platforms, but I'm really trying to grow my personal brand, the Sam Knothead, on all platforms.
All right, cool. I'm going to follow you there too. I got you. So this has been another episode of the Hunger for More podcast. Thank you all for watching. Be sure you tap in with Instagram and TikTok, YouTube, all that stuff.